Hotel Trivago.
It's video the LA County Sheriff's Department did not want you to see. Inmates screaming, dragged, bleeding, and unconscious from their cells in 2008. Good evening, I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Michelle Tuzzi. ABC7 fought to get those videos unsealed by the courts. The department fought against their release. To be clear, this video is from nearly 10 years ago, but the case is still costing taxpayers millions of dollars. Our Ellen Leyva is here now with this Eyewitness News.
Michelle, 19 out of the 20 inmates injured in this incident were hospitalized. And yes, the use of force can be justified, but a jury found that dozens of deputies engaged in malicious, sadistic conduct against these inmates. LA County jails have changed for the better in recent years, but to this day, the Sheriff's Department says all of the force you're about to see was justified.
Fire in the hole! Stop fighting with the deputies! Quit kicking! Quit kicking! Stop fighting!
August 25th, 2008, Men's Central Jail.
Hit him again! Hit him again!
Each click, click, click you hear is a taser delivering 50,000 volts of electricity to an inmate. This is how the 6-hour mass cell extraction of 20 inmates ended. And this is how it started. 65 inmates protesting what they say was excessive force against one inmate by deputies. The inmates say they'd had enough. They refused to come out of their cells.
The inmates on 3300 are now upset about the force that was used on that inmate.
That's Incident Commander Lieutenant Chris Blasnick briefing his teams before the cell extractions began.
And in retaliation, they have started breaking up their porcelain the sinks, flooding the rows, lighting fires on the rows.
The Sheriff's Department tells Eyewitness News in a statement, these inmates were some of the most dangerous and violent criminals in the jail. Quote, we cannot allow inmates to hold an entire jail hostage. 44 inmates eventually left their cells voluntarily, but 20 did not.
Okay, sting ball. He's armed with porcelain. Be careful, you guys. Hey, take him out.
People screaming in anguish. They essentially broke people's eye orbits, kicking them in the face, breaking their ankles. One of our clients had broken spine.
Attorneys Ron Kay and James Mueller represented 5 of the injured inmates in their lawsuit against the county and 28 individual deputy sheriffs.
They wanted to teach them a lesson. And that, in this country, no matter what your status is unconstitutional.
They kept saying, show us your hands. And he keeps saying, my hands are right here.
2 of the inmates testified at trial that they were tased in the anus.
People were tased in the area of their anus in order to cause maximum pain.
This inmate dragged unconscious out of his cell, pants down, buttocks exposed. And this inmate, also unconscious, dragged out by deputies, including former Sheriff Baca's nephew.
We got a head injury.
According to him, a nurse told him later that she was pushing his eye back into its socket.
Unable to interview at this point. We'll try later.
Attorneys for the Sheriff's Department argued at trial that all of the force used on this day was justified. Here, inmates interviewed at the medical clinic, too afraid to say what happened.
You fell one. Say that again.
What happened up there?
I was on my front butt, I rolled over and I fell on the stool.
Did deputies do anything to you? No. Perfect.
Then captain of the jail, Dan Cruz, seen here looking on as inmate Carlos Flores is dragged away unconscious.
I don't recall any unconscious inmates. I really don't.
6 hours. This was not just a split-second decision. It was a calculated torture of these inmates, approved by the highest ranking person at the jail at the time.
In a video deposition, Lieutenant Blasnick was asked if he ever saw any inmate physically fighting the deputies.
There was an inmate there standing there swinging his arms and kicking his feet. They didn't get a chance to do that. We move in so quickly with those shields and knock them to the ground.
The judge noted that footage from some video cameras, like the one you see here, was either missing or destroyed by the department.
This entire scandal is riddled with efforts by the Sheriff's Department to to hide the evidence.
The Sheriff's Department's internal affairs found that all of the use of force was within policy, although at least 3 key players involved in the cell extractions testified in depositions they were never interviewed.
And you were never formally interviewed by Internal Affairs?
No.
Were you interviewed by Internal Affairs concerning this incident?
Were you interviewed by Internal Affairs regarding this incident?
No, sir.
Attorneys for the inmates argue there is a code of silence among deputies, an allegation backed up by the Citizens Commission on Jail Violence in 2012.
Do you recall any of the force that you used during the extractions?
No.
Did you see any force used by any of the deputies during the extractions?
No.
Do you know what the code of silence is?
No.
Important to note that LA County taxpayers are on the hook for all of this. Jurors awarded the 5 inmates nearly $1 million in damages. They are now in state prison. Attorneys for the inmates will get $5.5 million in fees, and that tab is still running because the case is on appeal.
Watch newly unsealed videos show violent jail extract-ins involving LA deputies and inmates. Los Angeles. It's disturbing video the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department does not want the public to see, inmates howling in pain, some dragged away bloody and unconscious during a mass cell extraction at Men's Central Jail in August of 2008. Eyewitness News fought to get dozens of videos unsealed by the courts, in part because the incident has already cost LA County taxpayers millions of dollars in damages and attorney fees, and the costs are still mounting because the case is on appeal. A federal jury awarded 5 of the injured inmates nearly $1 million in damages, and the judge awarded roughly $5.5 million in fees to the inmates' attorneys. LA County hired a private law firm to defend the case and has not responded to multiple requests by ABC7 for a tally of those costs. Attorneys for the inmates offered to settle the lawsuit before trial for a total of $1.3 million, but that offer was rejected. The violent incident is also a stark reminder of the LASD's darker days, when brutality against inmates was rampant. The Citizens Commission on Jail Violence released a report in 2012 that found a persistent pattern of unreasonable force in the Los Angeles County jails that dates back many years. The use of force against inmates can be reasonable and justified, but in this case jurors found that dozens of deputies engaged in malicious and sadistic conduct for the purpose of causing harm. In a circumstance where a cell extraction becomes necessary, there are right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it, says Peter Eliasberg, chief counsel at the ACLU of Southern California. These inmates were just brutally beaten. They were brought to submission, tasers were used all over their bodies, they were kicked and punched and beaten in a way that there was no justification for doing, Eliasberg tells Eyewitness News. 19 of the 20 inmates injured in the extract-ins were hospitalized, some with broken bones and other severe injuries. One inmate, Carlos Flores, lapsed into a coma. His injuries included blunt trauma to the head, a fractured eye socket and a possible strangulation injury. This case is the most telling manifestation of the sadistic nature and the ability to act with impunity of deputies in inflicting corporal punishment, says Ron Kay, one of the attorneys for the inmates. The Sheriff's Department never believed they could remotely be held accountable, because these guys were criminals, serious criminals, and we are law enforcement, we can do whatever we want, says Kay. To this day, the LASD and their attorneys say the force depicted in these videos was reasonable and justified. In a statement to Eyewitness News, the LASD says the inmates involved in this incident were some of the most dangerous and violent criminals housed in the high-security section of our jails. There are inherent limits to video accurately portraying this kind of situation, the statement reads. In this case, the physical constraints of the jail cells added to the difficulty of capturing on video the details of the individual uses of force necessary to overcome the inmates' resistance.
Need a car? Don't forget to stop by carmarshal.com, where you can scout through over 100,000 new and used car vehicles. Take a look around. Get you a new affordable car. carmarshal.com.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and
I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal. And there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know what, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, now we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that, that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran on, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran on no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.